All right, let's do the damn thing. Oh, there's my. All right, fixed it. What's up, everyone? AJ Writes Crypto here. Friday, April 4th. This week kind of flew by on us, but I'm moving. I'm putting all my stuff in a lot of boxes. There's boxes and boxes. Whoa, that was funny. And there's a couple, and then some of the boxes actually go inside of the other boxes, and then some of it's going to Maryland. Some of it's getting shoved into a cyber truck and shipping it across the country. Okay, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, like a lot. All right. And every time I move, I always say, "It's not gonna be that bad. It's not gonna be that bad. It's not gonna be that bad." And it's that bad every time, every fucking time. All right. But it's all good. All good. Really because there's a lot of moving parts. We got a big week coming up in Miami. I think we leave Tuesday. Audio is rough. Let me double check. Let me try that. I think I had my knobby pulled down a little bit too far. Yeah, try that. So yeah, Tuesday we head to Miami. It's going to be a really big week. Some of the stuff with this week I still can't say. Still can't say all of it, other than it's awesome. And then obviously, UFC fight with the V fam, doing the first long form podcast with Sonny Lou the Friday before UFC, and then echoing. Where's your mic?
It's this one, but it plugs into that.
Oh, let me change my settings. For some reason, when I start the show lately, it's like my audio. It sounds better for whatever reason. Try that.
It's just like an old Nintendo game. You got to take the cartridge out, give it a little, and then it's back in there.
Exactly. Give that a whack. Hopefully that's a fix. All right, good now. See, every time you just got to click that real quick. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, it's going to be a really big week in Miami. We're doing the first long form podcast with Sonny and I. We will do 4 long-term podcasts, and of course, J-Chain's sabotaging the audio.
I knew someone was going to say something.
He's trying to steal my channel, 1 echo at a time. So much logic involved. That's so funny. And for each long-form podcast, Sonny, Lou, and I do, we are giving away a damn Tesla. All right. And, we're giving away 4 Teslas this year. The first giveaway kicks off next week. And that giveaway is for merch, for some crypto, and the grand prize of a brand new Tesla Model 3 in any color you want. Whatever color you want. All right. But what if we're doing 4 throughout the year? What if we build up to giving away a Cybertruck? Will you have the same wrap that I have? No, you can't. That's my wrap. You can't have my wrap. I'm the only one that's allowed to have that. But are we going to give away a Cybertruck? I don't know. I think you're going to have to stay tuned. What if? Who knows? I think that you guys are going to see a big concentrated push. Although this year is a little distracting for AJ with the move, having a baby. I can't even go to the Bitcoin conference this year. It's a big year, but besides that, I have to give my praise to the team at VeChain, to Sonny Lou. They believe in me regardless of all the things, and we're going to do this, and we're going to promote these giveaways, and because each giveaway, to sign up, you have to download the V World wallet. All right. So if you already have the V World wallet, you're good. But we're going to put the QR code on billboards. We're going to be passing flyers out after events. We're going to, bunch of UFC fights, a bunch of other events, not to mention what we're doing online, some of the interviews that I haven't been able to announce yet. You never announce an interview until it's over, which is why there's a couple big interviews I haven't announced yet. But we are going to do some pretty serious press run for each giveaway. And I think that the next, the rest of this year is going to be crazy in terms of what we'll be able to pull off with these Tesla giveaways. So super, super excited for that. AJ, fix your mustache. What's wrong with my mustache? Come on, bro. I'm trying to give away your Tesla over here, talking about my fucking mustache. Jeez.
From one AJ to another. That's crazy.
Wait, what? Oh, J Chain's in the house.
Hey, what's happening?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Groggers? What's up, AJ?
Dude.
What's up with that mustache?
I don't know what's up. I'm really unsure about what's up with the mustache, but I do gotta say, dude, is there gonna be a recession?
I mean, I think highly, it's more than a 50% odds according to some analysts now.
Dude, this whole recession stuff it ain't it.
It's FUD, right?
I hope it is, dude. I hope it is. I mean, people are kind of, beat up with the tariffs.
I'm not tired of winning.
Yeah.
I'm tired of losing right now. Most people are. I mean, we've been losing since December. For
dude,
sake.
What some people quickly, hold on. Actually, I have to share this tweet really quick. Where is it? What some people call tariffs, I call a terrific opportunity to buy altcoins on the low. Probably never gonna get another chance like this year. And dude,
facts.
I'm standing by this. I know that there's a lot of moving parts here. I'm well aware. We got 60% odds, but someone made a really good. But you guys were saying before the show started, like I think it was Alex Becker who did the tweet that was like, yeah, these are the same people that were telling you to get vaccinated. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like 60%, I bet on 60 right. Worse odds than 60-40 and have come out on top my whole life.
Why do you think someone like Michael Saylor, who, if you look back over maybe the last several months strategically with like how he paused some of his buys and how we saw the market react, right? And then maybe take some kind of heat for it. But then right now he launches this fund or whatever to, they issued more stock, whatever, to buy $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. It seems like we have got to be at or near the bottom from an insider source that he might be to know this is the time to do it. You're not going to buy $2 billion worth of Bitcoin and then watch it drop down to 38,000. That's stupid.
No. And I gotta argue against people saying like, that we're in a bear market. Like, technically we're still in an uptrend. I would say I talked to Austin from Altcoin Daily on the phone just yesterday. Mm-hmm. And we kind of talked about Bitcoin for a minute, and we kind of reached the conclusion that, I think as long as we stay above the 2021 all-time high,
right,
and like that kind of floor ceiling effect, that if that becomes the new floor and we exist above that high, that's a big sign of strength for Bitcoin. And if we stay above that, I would say like I'm not freaking out until we lose that level.
Right. Well, I mean, but technically speaking, you're a chartist guy, and I know we could take a look at this, but yeah. If you look at historical Bitcoin, and let's just look at the last few years, like uptrend wise, I think 38,000 is what keeps us from breaking that structure, somewhere around there, which is, again, I'm not advocating or even wishing or hoping.
Did you just say 38,000?
Yeah, if it does, look at the chart. And look and see, and you're not talking about like going below a high. I mean, we're talking about breaking an uptrend. So at the very bottom of it.
All right, one sec. I was gonna do charts a little later, but then you just said the words.
We can let them sit in suspense until the end of the show, until the end of that part, if you want.
No, okay. We can't do that too. I'm trying to read. I don't know. My trading view isn't popping up here. Let me.
I mean, at the end of the while you're looking that up, like at the end of the day, like no matter what we talk about this. I talk about this on my show. We talk about it here. The bullish divergence that is happening within crypto, price down. We've never seen the news as good. We have never ever seen the narrative of what's to expect play out. Like this is what we've been hoping for all this time in crypto. And so we look at this bullish divergence play out in real time. We know what's happening. So anything that you can get, even if I know it sucks to even say this while you're pulling this up, say it does go to like 40,000 again, and that 42,000 puts us in. Remember, if we look at those last on the 6 month chart, if you look at the 75% drop, a 65% drop, and if we were to speculate on a 50%, 55% drop this time, right? We lose 10% each time. That puts us around 42, somewhere around there. Like that still is very scary, but it's right in line with what we've seen. It doesn't play along with the narrative, but it's institutionally run. So we know they've got the ability to manipulate it with how they want.
So right here, I have a very scrunched up daily chart, basically showing 2020 on. All right. So the kind of this high in 2021, or if you even kind of want to, you know, see, and then you see how this level was fought over again and again here. Okay. Or even if you want to say, you know what, let's just go ahead and pull this up to this level. And that makes a lot of sense because this was, you know, I'm not going to draw two lines. I mean, you could really, you could draw a line here and a line here. You could do that. But just for the sake of a cleaner chart, all right, let's just hope that this support resistance level gets held. That's 73. And then the all-time high of roughly, you know, 68.5, something like that. All right. And then where I'm going from here is, it's kind of hard to say we're in a bear market when, well, one uptrend number one from the very bottom. And then if you want to connect like this kind of uptrend number two, in no scenario here, no matter how you want to pull this uptrend from where you kind of start connecting the dots, are we in, you know, a bear market? I mean, that's a very, unless the bull market starts the day after the bottom, and the bear market starts that day after the top, you kind of have to really define the words bear market.
So technically,
right? And that's an argument that I've had before.
I could tell. Oh, let's do it right now, really quick. So it's technically 20% below a top within a specific time frame is considered a bear market.
Yeah. But like when you're talking situations like this, right? We had the flag. All right. Like, was this a mini bear market?
Local? Because you could call it, maybe if it's a 20% drop, you could call it a local bear market. No, not like a full blown.
That was a 28, 29% drop.
Then technically, yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of think that move. Wait, what? Okay. Wait, who? Check. Oh, from Goody? No, AJ, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Jada keeps trying to write me notes during the show.
They're love notes. It says smooches, so, XOXO.
Couple things really quick. All right, so one, right here, we came very close to getting a death cross. That did not come. It did not come. It was very close, but we did not. And right here, once again, we are seeing this kiss of death come. All right. And just so you know, death crosses can happen and it doesn't have to be the end of the world. Like right here in 2021, we had the death cross. And then from the day of the death cross, we were 30 days to the bottom. So it doesn't have to be the end of the world, but that is going to be an extremely important factor here. So then I start to think to myself, well, okay, so if this is kind of concurrent, you know, if this kind of relates to are we, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit to like a 4 hour, are we going to, or are we not going to get a death cross? Immediately, I kind of look at the local pattern that we have. All right. And I would say, if you want to kind of even go from the body of the candle, or if you want to go from the wick of the candle, I like going from the body of candle a lot of the times. I would say this, you know, we did just put in a higher low. All right. And structurally, that is very important. And since December, kind of using the EMAs as your guide, all right, we had our final bull cross on the 4 hour chart. We're talking back in January. Since then, we got the death cross, and then it's been bearish continuation under the 50. And if we get above the 50, we get rejected by the 200, you know, 4 times now since, the end of February. I am optimistic that we have kind of structurally put in a higher low. And so this trend line right here is a big indication, not just for a Bitcoin trade, but for your altcoin trades. Also, let's consider this. So right here, and this is big support resistance from back here as well. So this level right here is the most important level in crypto right now. It's 81,470. 81,470 Bitcoin here, and here. A lot of here's. All right. And that would be a confirmation level highlighting the break of this local uptrend. We lose that. You start looking for shorts across the board. It can be shorts for Bitcoin. It could be shorts for altcoin. It could be shorts for everything. Because if it's more of the same, if it's more of bearish continuation, that level, that alarm goes off, you search the altcoins for shorts. I will say it again, 81,470. That, however, that's a, it doesn't get much more important than that level.
And I agree with you.
Speaking.
And I think if you look at Bitcoin dominance too, which is just pushing higher and higher every single day, like at some point that flips. At some point that is going to change, and those altcoins are going to absolutely start to outperform what Bitcoin's doing.
Yep.
And the point is to be in them before it happens.
Yeah. And I mean, even if you want to across the board look at Bitcoin and even look back here. So this kind of box that Bitcoin's in. All right. You kind of see support resistance starting back here. We had a couple fight for it in here. So this is like a very large, basically sideways range Bitcoin has been in. It has started more volatile, end of February, early March, and then it has squeezed down. It has less and less volatile as it goes. That's not a bad thing.
Accumulation, baby.
That's not a bad thing, especially how you see it kind of you can color in the distance between the EMAs right here. Even right here, the distance between the EMAs. Anytime there's a distance between the 50 and the 200 EMA, especially on a large, this is a 2-hour time frame to be fair. But anytime you see that distance, that is opportunity for trading. But like I say, bad setups set up good setups. Bad trading, sideways trading sets up good trading. All right. And ultimately, if you want to, we can hem and haw about, the little outlier situations here. Okay. But if we even if we ignore those and go from right here, all right, Bitcoin has been trading inside of a 9.3% range for over 21 days.
Damn, tight.
20
powder keg.
So, and then if you even want to go further back and ignore the outliers, this range really has been going on for 38 days. If we're ignoring this and ignoring this. But and so most of the past 38 days,
90% of that, 95%
has been spent inside of a 9.3% range. All right, and that, I mean, what else could you look for? What could be possibly more important on the Bitcoin chart? And guys, these are very big alarms. All right, so right here, let's set this alarm, and I'm going to pull this down a little teeny bit to kind of get that top. So this one here, 88795. So let's just call it 888, just for the sake of because if it hits 888, I mean, we're cruising.
Are you splitting eights in blackjack?
I don't play blackjack. I don't play the house. That's how they build it. Okay. I'll play poker. I can beat you guys. I can't beat the house. So, and then 81. Let's just say for the sake of argument, 81,400. Because if it goes under 81,400, you're in big trouble.
Right.
All right. So 888,814. The Bitcoin has spent, if you want to get technical, since it entered this range. All right. Let's just perfectly draw it again. 21 days inside of a 9% range. That I mean, bad trading sets up good trading. What can we do other than appreciate? Okay, we're in this downtrend, and let's draw the downtrend too. Let's properly do this, because it's important to see the big picture. Okay. And this thing has, you know, been perfectly rejected a handful of times.
It's crazy.
All right. And this has been going on. How long have we been in this downtrend? Just for the record here. So currently in the past 74 days to the price right now, we're down 23% in the past 74 days. Okay. And then this uptrend has been going on for, you know, 25 days. Okay. So right here is what we like to refer to as a point of intersection. So this point of intersection is where the 74-day downtrend meets the 25-day uptrend. And that date is Friday, April 18th. Write that on your calendar. Friday, April 18th. Because before Friday, April 18th, 14 days, a fortnight from now, okay, great game, spelled weird, Bitcoin is forced to break one way or the other. And then these levels can be used for confirmation. There's the break of the pattern, and then there's the break of the range. And the pattern break, you can trade the break of a pattern. Like if a triangle breaks out, you can trade that trend line. But everyone with a set of eyeballs trades the trend line, like right here. You see how much trouble you can get in from I mean, you can trade the trend line, just at a tight stop loss. Just that there are examples where you should have traded the trend line. You know, that's why if you want to take the risk, it's less risky to trade the confirmation level than it is to trade the trend line. If you want to trade the trend line, just set a tight stop. All right. There's nothing wrong with losing 1%. Big deal. All right. But there's the pattern, there's the range. The pattern is less perfect. The range is the true story. Okay. If you want to, you can tighten this range. It's a concept we talk about in the Telegram group a lot. Tightening a range. I would say that the tightening is right here.
Because you don't have a whole lot of activity above it?
Well, a couple reasons. One, there are a handful of pretty perfect floor ceiling support resistance levels right there. And you're really trying to find a good SR flip close to the volume spike.
Okay.
That's not exactly an quote aligned level, but it's close. But you know, you can trade the tightening range. And for the record, this tightened level is, let's just call it 85.5. Because if it hits 85.5, I mean, it's actually 85.495, but let's just call it 85.500. All right. And then say aware.
So that's your alarm that brings you back to the chart.
So
you're not making a decision there.
If this goes off here underneath inside of this, it matters less.
Right.
Then it would just be awareness. But say we wiggle down you know, past April 11th, which would be this intersection, and then we break the trend line and then break 85, then that becomes the trade.
That's the break. That's the actual breakout, right?
If this alarm 85.5 alarm goes off after we break the triangle, then that is confirmation, and 88.8 becomes your first target.
Boom. Gotcha.
All right, so that would be a 3.96. Let's call it a 4% rate, you know, trade that, you know, we would be leaving on the table if we wiggle down here, broke out, then hit 88 and traded from there. You see what I'm saying? So we're kind of, but it's very important that this is an awareness alarm unless we break the triangle first. All right, so there's a lot going on there, and guys, it's not like the Bitcoin fundamentally that, like, we've been in a lot of downtrends. What kind of gets me hopeful is this. Look at this. There's a big volume profile that basically, because, you know, this level is basically aligned. 88.8 is basically aligned with the cliff on the volume profile. The cliff is actually a little bit below. If you want to get perfect here, this is actually a little bit below. All right, that's it, more like 88.5, right? So if we got to 88.8, we are past the point. We are past the cliff. And then we run through this low volume node. We're talking 96.6. We run through this low volume node. We're talking 104, 105.
And we've already proved that we've done that before. That's what we did at the end of last year.
It wouldn't be irregular. It wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't be crazy. So, the truth is that generally when you're looking at a downtrend versus an uptrend, generally whichever one has been going on for longer wins. So when we're looking at 74 days versus 25 days or 21 days or whatever, generally the downtrend wins. But that's not all the time.
We could, because we've got more bullish news, more things are happening. This local uptrend could take the momentum, and it's that's what pushes us through and breaking out. Hopefully, that's what I hope for.
And right now the chart is set to the beginning of 2025. Look where the point of control just popped up to.
Okay.
The point of control is at 90. I mean, this is local point of control. We're not zoomed out, but with just 2025 on this chart. The point of control is about 16% above our current price. So, and guys, it's not about guessing. It's not about, oh, Bitcoin's going up, Bitcoin's going down. Guys, you can guess this all day long. But when you react to the break of these very crucial alarms, if Bitcoin's been trading inside of a 9% range for 21 days, and then one of those alarms goes off, that's a significant occurrence.
It's telling you something.
That's telling you something. Wait for the market to tell you what to do. Let Jesus take the wheel, Crypto Face would say. All right. So amazing. I want to check the chat here. Ben.
There's a funny one in there.
The chat's great. You guys are great. Shout out to Crypto Carter in the chat. Shout out to the homie. Guys, do want to say, please smash the likes, subscribe to the channel, all the things. Do the stuff, do the things. Let's jump into some stories here. So this is actually, we were kind of scratching the back of our heads with this one. So unemployment jumps. That's a very jump
like 0.1%, right?
To 4.2. And JP Morgan raises recession odds to 60%. I'm still betting on the 40, JP Morgan. But the word jumps is kind of jumping out at me because it just jumped to 4.2 from 4.1. That's not really what Wall Street wanted to hear, right? We don't want to go from 4.1 to 4.2. Holy shit. But there's a twist. And the twist here is that even with the rise in unemployment, job growth was stronger. Okay. And
do we really know that that's true, though? We know that we've been lied to.
Well, before. Trump is happy about it. Trump praises unexpected U.S. job growth in latest report. So although unemployment went from 4.1 to 4.2, job growth went up. What's
the difference again?
Yeah, right. And so we basically, from the non-farm payroll data, which showed a rise of 228,000 jobs from March of 2025. Hey, that's almost 250,000 jobs, and that's and that's great employment data, much better than expected.
The best.
We can't lose. It literally says we can't lose. We can't lose. Millions and millions and millions and billions. So there is kind of conflicting confluence. The jobs are going up, but so is unemployment. And obviously the stock market isn't totally in love with the whole idea of unemployment. That's not good. And then of course the tariffs, recession odds and everything. Do
you think we're going to a recession?
No, I'm betting on the 40%. I mean, 60-40 odds. That doesn't mean shit.
Do you think like the news and the narrative is just to make it seem like?
Listen.
Yeah.
If JP Morgan, this is FUD, dude.
Well, JP Morgan, we know they're telling you not to buy Bitcoin while they're all swirling it like into their pillow sacks at night. You know what I mean?
Watch what they say. Watch what they do. Not what they say.
Exactly.
And when they say 60%, if someone says, oh, about 60% of the time, you know what that means? That means that they don't know what they're talking about.
Unless it's Sex Panther.
Dude.
80% of the time it works 100% of the time.
Exactly. But that's basically saying we don't know.
Right.
That's what they're saying. We don't know.
Well, I think honestly what it is we don't know, but we're willing to cause the FUD because that helps the narrative and that maybe helps prices. And, everybody likes the idea of getting things cheaper. And I think coordinated FUD is something we all need to be well aware of.
Yeah. Speaking of coordinated FUD, hey, man, XRP could crash to $1.30. Warren's a crypto expert. Who's the expert?
AJ writes crypto.
Yeah. Yeah, Ali charts, of course, dude. They always talk about Ali. Ali does a good job. If it fails to hold the $2 level, the pattern breakdown. So he's basically looking at he's interpreting this as a head and shoulders, and that measured move would be that's a pretty sloppy head and shoulders in my opinion. But I see what he's saying. And that would take XRP to $1.30, and that does. I get it, but really, it all comes down to that alarm, that neckline alarm, and yeah, we could definitely take a look at the XRP chart. Edu Viz in the chat says HBAR, Algo, and XRP all doing well today, and I think that those are the perfect 3 charts to look at today when we get to the chart section. Algo, HBAR, and XRP, and if someone from the chat wants to do one more call out, I will accept one more call out. But we can get
make it a good one.
Yeah, make it count. Make it count. Karen Harris, I'm traveling, but I'm here traveling. Karen, we do need to catch up on our call very soon. I do need to catch up with the Telegram group. The trades, we put some trades in a couple days ago. Playing out. I've been also watching over on Bitunix. Which account is this? Is this okay, that's the other one. Okay, so I have, of course, I have multiple accounts on everything I trade on, but where's this one coin? So EOS is down a little bit. That was one that we targeted because it pumped up so much and had a lot of trading volume. And when you see something kind of step out and have big trading volume like that, you want to target it while it's hot. Sometimes coins will have trading volume for like a week or two, and then they kind of fall off. Like Kato was one, Mubarka was one, Auction was one. There are coins that pop up on these sites that it doesn't really matter what they are. When there's trading volume, we kind of chart the chart, we set the alarms, we react to the alarms, and and then once they kind of fall from grace, that's kind of, we kind of leave them alone and we target the coins that have the volume, right?
That's smart.
So EOS has been one we've been targeting in the Telegram group. I'm gonna follow up on the EOS chart today. I'm gonna follow up on the SWE chart today. I believe we talked about Cardano, which is up 6%, not bad. But there are 2 new charts that I will post in the Telegram group today that we have not touched on yet. I'm not going to tell you what those 2 new charts are, but you are going to get them today, shortly after the live stream. Got chopped on Vine, Marsh. Sorry to hear that, but Vine was one that had a bunch of volume for a little bit of time, and then it goes away. So when and anytime you get those heavy volume charts that like, oh, this isn't a coin that's in the top 100, but it has top 7 volume.
Yeah, that's a quick trade. You don't stay in those overnight.
Tick tock.
Yeah, you get in, get out.
And I always say, hey, these ones are more volatile. This is not trading XRP. This is not trading Solana. This is going to move. This is going to fly one way or the other. Buckle your seatbelt. Set a tight stop loss. But we haven't missed. We didn't miss on auction. Dude. We traded auction like literally perfect. But Ondo was another one that we did really well on too. But Ondo has been fighting relatively the same for volume across the board. But regardless, if you want to join the Telegram group, send an email to ajalphagroup@gmail.com. We will get you signed up. I think we're a couple days behind on the emails. We will get caught up if you've already sent an email. Don't worry. This weekend, I got a bunch of like really important work stuff to do, and I'm going to prioritize the Telegram group and all the emails. I'm going to do all that first, so then I can catch up everything else and kind of deal with the things as I go. So, yeah, this weekend is going to be really big in terms of getting a couple of things filmed, getting the rest of the apartment packed, catching up the emails, doing the Telegram group. Got a lot of work to do. Okay. Went to bed with it open and it pumped a second time. Lesson learned, said Marsh. Damn. It be like that sometimes, bro.
Sometimes
it does be like that. But yeah, 2 new charts coming in the Telegram group today. I will certainly I'm gonna try to get those posted basically right after the show. I do gotta check Okay, I gotta check on a couple things. I just got a message. 1 second. Still,
make sure you guys are smashing that like button.
Yeah, guys, please definitely smash the like button. We would really appreciate it. So let's keep the ball rolling. Despite JP Morgan saying, "Oh, we're going into a recession," despite the Donald imposing global tariffs. All right, Donald. Despite unemployment jumping from 4.1 to 4.2, but jobs go up. Despite all that, our guy Pomp, the homie, he's still saying all-time high 2025 to Pomp himself. Issues an epic Bitcoin all-time high price prediction. All right, and he believes Bitcoin will bounce back and stocks will bounce back, hitting new all-time highs before 2025 is over. Obviously there's been right here, stocks and Bitcoin will likely be at all-time highs again before the end of the year. All this noise will quickly be forgotten, and that's how I feel.
Same.
How I feel.
If you've been in the business, you know.
Yeah. And dude, it's like, look at all of, the charts we talk about across the board, and I want you guys. Oh, I did not mean to click that. Hey, wait, there he is. Wait. Hey, what's up? There he is. I want you guys to consider, a lot of the charts that we look at. All right. And this is a pretty recent one here. I'm about to pull Algorand up.
Let me know when you got it up.
Yeah, 1 second. It's just taking a second to load. I don't know why it's doing that. Coinbase. Yeah,
what's up, Doom?
Just click out and try again. And the reason, I agree with Pomp. All right, but there's a more simple reason why. Okay, and hold on, let me go to daily. This might be a really messy chart, but I don't care.
Messy chart.
All right, go ahead.
All
right. So very messy algo chart. All right, and I will explain myself. But first of all, look, this thing has been putting in slightly higher. We got an uptrend. Even now, we're still higher from here. Okay, so we could still fall technically to like 14 cents and technically still be in an uptrend from 2024. But this is what I want to talk about. So if you kind of pull a fib level from local low on Algorand to the 2024 high, all right, guys, and then even consider, this being about the 0.5, the big pump we had, all right, and I know the chart's a little messy, but the overall message here is very simple. Anytime Algorand was purchased below the 786, so anytime you can get Algorand below exactly 20 cents, anytime you get to buy Algorand below 20 cents, that is a value buy. Why? Okay, you bought it below 20 cents here. Well, right here, you win. Oh, right here, you win. Right here, you win. How much did you win by? If you can get your average Algorand price below 20 cents, well, right here by 25%, right here by 65.6%, and right here, okay, by 208%.
Let's go.
Okay, right now Algorand's exactly 19 cents. Exactly 19 cents. So do you guys really think in the history of crypto, in for the rest of time, that Algorand's not going back to 60 cents? Not going back to, to where it has been just last December? Never again, ever, never. I want you to, it's that simple. Anytime you can pull a fib like this on a, very respectable altcoin, a rock solid pick. This was a top 5 performer in December, top 5. And look that, okay, we're under the 786. Anytime I buy in here, regardless if I buy here and it falls, regardless, this is all just trying to get you to sell. This is just trying to get you out. These moments happen. And these are the moments under the 786 right here where you need to load up. It's that simple. And if you really don't think Algorand's ever going back to 60 cents ever again, why do you even watch this channel? It will. I mean, this is a promise. This is a promise. gonna happen. Let's play things that are definitely gonna happen for 1200, Alex, please. All right, and very similar to Bitcoin, very similar to Ondo and a handful of other charts. Algorand, and let's get rid of the Fibonacci. Algorand is in this big downtrend. All right, that's been started. It's been going on since the tip top in December. Okay, and that high was 61 cents to be exact, 61.5, something like that. All right, and now keep in mind, I'll change the color of this big downtrend level to, let's make it blue. Okay, so Algorand, I mean, it's kind of getting a little close. It's running out of time. All right, and what I like about what's happening here is that, you know, we kind of had this heavy volatility, but now look, it's starting to curve.
Rounded bottoms pay the bills.
Rounded bottoms. They do what, Jay Chains?
Pay the bills.
They pay the bills. All right. And very similar to Ondo, very similar to Bitcoin, very similar to Cardano. Once Algorand entered this current range between 21.9 and 17.1, Algorand has been inside of a 27% range for 26 days. And that's a big 27%. That's a lot of percent. I agree with you there. But it's been trading sideways for 26 days. And once one of these alarms goes off, either 21.9 or 17.1, you react to that. Okay. Not to mention, you especially react to that if this alarm goes off first. So say we kind of wiggle through here, then we hit the trend line, and then we go. All right. Not to mention, we tightened the range with this alarm here at 19.3. Okay. And hey, we're kind of getting up to there. We're kind of working our way up. Even on the 2 hour, you know, we are kind of in between the 200 and the 50. And what I like to do in these situations, and some of you already know this, we're gonna talk some scalp secrets right now.
Ooh, love that.
Let's talk about some scalp secrets. So anytime there is a range like this, you know, this big range between 21.9 and 17.1 at 20 some days. Yes. Breaking this or breaking this. That's the trade. That's the big trade, right? That's the juicy one. That's the one we're waiting on. But that doesn't mean you can't trade the in-between. For instance, right here, Algorand had an uptrend that broke. It had an uptrend that broke. We had an uptrend that broke. We had an uptrend that broke. All right. And right now, here we are again. We have another uptrend that could break. And look at these opportunities. And look at how well all 5 of these trend lines work once they break this trend. All right. Now, think of it like this. Right here, we had a downtrend that broke. This one's kind of sloppy, but I'll leave it for the point. And here we had a sharp downtrend that broke. And we had a sharp downtrend that broke right here. And guys, anytime the angle of these downtrends is sharp, close to straight up and down, you got to know, oh, this thing's definitely going to break. This thing is definitely going to go. So do I expect every trader to get this long, get this short, get this long, get this short, get this long, get this short? No, I don't. No, I don't. And some traders prefer to go one way or the other. Some traders just like to go long. Some traders just like to go short. Simplifies things. But I think that there are reasons and there are confluence things that happen along the way where you can rationalize finding your way into pulling the trigger more often. All right. Because we're looking at a 23-minute chart. All right. Well, like, look at the EMA crosses. Let's just go back and let's get rid of all the angles. All right. So you understand the concept of the angles breaking, reacting to that. The sharper the angles, the sharper the move, very likely to break when you see a sharp angle. All right. We can agree on all that. All right. Now let's just look at this. We're on a 23-minute chart. EMA cross, EMA cross, EMA cross, EMA cross, EMA cross, EMA cross. Here, and almost right now. So since the past cross here on March 14th, all right, so less than a month ago, There's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 EMA crosses for Algorand. All right. So from this first one right here, from the moment the cross happened to the top was a 5% trade in a day and 17 hours. From the moment this little death cross happened was a 6% trade in 13 hours or a 10% trade in 2 days. From the moment this one happened was a 6% trade in 7 hours or a 10% trade in a day and 13 hours. From this one here was 3% in 7 hours or 4% in 19 hours. From this moment, okay, 15% in 2 days. From this moment, 16% in 3 days. This one wiggled a bunch, but 3% in 5 hours. And this most recent one here, 9% in 20 hours. So on the 23-minute chart, so when you combine this concept, just simple EMA crosses with the confluence of the trend break. Okay, so right here, look at this. We got the death cross and the trend line broke all at once. Confluence. I want you guys to always look for these things. It's, yes, is the big picture about the range break between 21.9 and 17.1. That's what really matters, yes. But the day traders, the scalpers, are going to eat no matter what. And these are the things, little things that you cannot sleep on. And look, right here, look at this.
About ready to go.
Oh, whoa. It's as if the EMA gods have answered our prayers. Because look, every single one, the past 8 anyway. There we go. EMA cross right there on the 23-minute chart. Could you, try to time it better? Yeah, sure. You know what I mean? I feel like just because I said this, it's probably going to like roll down and touch and then go, which happens. But like these trades, notice that when we came back and circled all these crosses here, notice that all those trades like took some time. At least a couple hours, at least. Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of new traders struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they get in the trade and they just stare at the chart like this.
Go up.
They just stare at the chart the whole time. Don't do that. Get into the trade, set your stop loss, let it breathe, give it time. If you see an idea, you see some confluence, you have a trend line, we have a confirmation, we got bull cross, pointing control is above or below, any of these concepts. When that happens, trust the analysis, trust the levels. And if you're wrong, you'll just get stopped out. Big deal. Who cares? You're just going to get stopped out. It happens. You're going to get stopped out. You're going to fail. But do you not want to take the shot? Do you not want to react to a significant thing? Do you not want to make money? Start small. Not every trade has to be, the deal breaker. It's not about $1 million trade. It's about 1 million calculated, consistent trades. And that's where we're at.
Yeah. Like if you're just getting started, don't worry about the number of like the dollars. Work with the percent.
Yep.
Just try to smash some percents.
100%, dude. And any Algorand, I think long term, any Algorand bought under 20 cents, the big old win. All right. So shout out to the homie Pomp, believing in the believes. We even got some Ethereum whales accumulating 130,000 ETH amid the price drop. Okay. We also got the Solana ETF. We're pointing to approval in May.
Okay, that's coming up.
Just maybe could possibly come up, and Grayscale seeks SEC approval for spot Solana ETF. Not to mention Cardano whales by 150 million worth of ADA in 72 hours, guys. And also Coinbase files for XRP futures trading.
Bullish.
Yes. So guys, don't. The news has never been this good.
It's crazy.
Ever. In the history of all things ever. Never has been this good. Like, look past. I think being really good at crypto is having the innate ability to be able to look past your own nose and be able to look through the bullshit, look through the people. They're trying to scare you.
Mhm.
You know,
They don't want you to make it.
dude, it's people just think, oh, crypto, you're just going to multiply. Come on, just come over here and multiply your money. Come join, come hang out with us, multiply your money. It's not that simple, but it can be if you're willing to look past the noise and see the writing on the wall. See the writing on the wall. Coinbase filed for XRP trading. Cardano whales by 150 million. SEC spot Solana, SEC whales accumulate. You get my point. And that at the end of the day, Q3, Q4 is a year and a half after the Bitcoin halving. Every bull run that we've ever seen in the history of ever happened exactly a year and a half after the previous halving, which is Q3, Q4 this year. Until that breaks, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the accumulation zone.
Work hard. Double down.
That's it. Get rich or get wrecked. Actually, let's talk about the Bored Ape floor, because that's what we do every day.
I was going to say, man.
It's time.
Let's go.
It's time. Let's click quick. They bought the crown. I was looking at the crown. There was a crown at like 22 ETH. It was like 40 grand. I really wanted to buy it.
Oh, what is? Oh, it's a.
And then Jada slapped me in the back of the head.
Man, yeah, that blue one with the ninja and the goggles, the ski goggles, is cool.
He wasn't wearing a dress.
It's wearing a pink dress.
Yo,
right?
that one's dope.
That's pretty cool.
I don't like
the hoop earrings.
Yep, the hoop earring kills me. And you know, like I kind of like the meaning of like, you know, the coins on his eyes and the evil, because it's actually like kind of meaning here. I'm gonna go back. It's kind of like meaningful because the coins on the eyes. If you ever seen the movie Boondock Saints, it's to pay the toll to get into heaven.
Right.
But he has devil horn, so it's like kind of like the good evil.
A lot of symbolism there.
Yeah. I think that one has some metaphors, man. The metaphors.
It's all about the metaphors, man.
But yeah, the floor is kind of whack.
Floor's not good right now. Plus, it's going up too, which is crazy. It's filled with.
Well, it's because Ethereum's gone down. The cheapest ape.
That's true.
I mean, when we were looking at the skeleton shirt with the eye patch, that was 23,000. So right now, 27.6 is the cheapest one. So the floor has gone up a little bit, couple grand. Which some people do this just to flip, and they make a couple grand every couple weeks, and that's what they do, and that's fine. You can just do the same thing with coins, but I appreciate the apes, man. I think that these will always forever be a flex. Wow, that one is so clean.
That's when I asked you if you like the devil horns. Is that one with the merch shirt? That's legit.
That is so. It's not loading right now. There we go. That is one of the cleanest apes I've ever seen.
With the stud earring? Yeah.
Bruh. That is a serious ape right there. Yeah. I like that one.
Halloween costume for life.
Where did that, dude? And that's why I wanted to buy the one with the crown, but the crown one, yeah, it's a flex to have an ape with a crown, whatever. But to be honest, I want a skeleton t-shirt, and that's why I didn't buy the crown. Because if I bought the crown, I'd never sell it. I'd never move. I would have it forever. But the skeleton t-shirt, like, it's, and I'm not this hat, obviously.
The fez hat with the hoop earring? Nah.
That ain't it. But I'm telling you, some way, somehow, one day, the correct ape with the skeleton t-shirt will come across my desk, and I'm gonna buy it. It's that simple. I really like that one with the red hat. 21 Ethereum.
That's dad. He's just a dad.
Yep, he's definitely just dadding it out. He's telling her, he's like, hey, that's what he's saying. Hey, get off the swing set. I want to go home. Want to watch the game.
The game's on, kid.
Touchdown. That's what he's saying.
Tommy. No, he's saying Tommy.
Touchdown. And now we're starting to get a little bit ridiculous once we get down here.
Is that rainbow moth? Yeah, there it is. Oh God, it's still there. 30 ETH.
30 ETH. $53,000.
It's really not that bad when you think
that thing is dope, dude. And you know what's crazy? I just saw this very quickly. Once it loads, I don't know why it's taking so long to load. I'm plugged into the Ethernet cable today, but this is actually so weird. So you see this crown right here, 33 ETH. This was on the floor, like 21 ETH right here. This was next to the other crown that I was looking at. Someone bought it for 21 ETH and listed it for 33 because that's the lowest crown.
I mean, that's still cheap. If someone's looking for a crown, they will pay that because the rest of them are probably like 100 ETH.
But dude, that one's face is so stupid. I mean, I wouldn't take that if you wanted to give it to me for free.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. I don't want it.
I'll take if somebody wants to give it to me for free, I'll take it.
That's a really clean one.
Ooh, with the rap jacket, yeah, the hip hop jacket, yeah.
And then I really like the tie-dye loudmouth hat.
Captain Trippy.
That one, if it wasn't, that mouth is so bad. But
that is the worst.
Oh,
look, there's a DMT crown for 40.
I know, but look at its mouth. Why can't you guys just be normal? And hey, look, the first tie-dye, the floor tie-dye, all the way down here, $94,000.
Drop in the bucket
if you want that. And then I also noticed. This is the last thing we'll talk about. Then we'll get back to the charts, if it ever loads. The leather jacket. Okay, we're done.
Okay,
we're done. The leather jacket's sick. I like the suit and tie. They're very rare. Yes. And I appreciate that.
The businessman.
Yep. Business. I'm gonna check my phone. I don't need missed calls.
Guys, make sure you smash that like button. Did you?
Oh no!
Stop it.
Oh no! I missed the call.
Stop. You are kidding, right?
Dude.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Look. AJ Wrights Crypto just fucked up, everybody. I had an interview with Joe Exotic, and he tried to call me 3 times, and I missed the call.
Was your phone on silent?
Yeah.
I told you to check your phone earlier.
Just try calling it back, see what happens.
Wow.
Just smash the like button.
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah, fill some space, Chains.
Yeah, you got it.
Fill some space.
Guys, make sure you're doing one thing. There's a few things you got to do right now. Obviously, we're going to figure this all out. 2 things, actually, not just one. You got to smash the like button. And then also make sure you drop in the chat. It is Friday. You guys know, if you watch my show, if you paid attention, if you were there this morning, it is pizza day. And every Friday, I end my show by having the guys on stage, the guys and gals on stage in the space, give us our pizza order for the day. But we've always got people in the chat, as you guys know, because a lot of you are here as well. Drop your pizza orders into the chat right now, whatever you want. And then, maybe one of these days, like in the metaverse or something, you'll actually get a pizza delivered to you. That's kind of how that would work. So make sure you guys check that out. What else can we do here? Should we look at some charts? Should we look at some coins? Hopefully they'll reschedule.
I'm so bummed.
Hopefully he'll be able to reschedule for you, man. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. I can't bring up my screen, but let's see. What do you guys want to talk about in the chat? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Pepperoni, Mike Lowry. Yeah, extra rainbows. As you guys know, my daughter loves the rainbow pizza. Large pep with the side of a 10x trade. Crypto Carter knows the drill. The definitely need the pep pizza with the 10x. What are you guys trading to find those 10x's these days? I mean, I feel like the meme coin scene is a little washed up.
Dude, I'm so mad. I'm bummed, dude. Joe Exotic, like I know, but like I love Tiger King, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love that show. And like I know he's doing like a meme coin or whatever, but I actually like have all right. Let's have an honest conversation. I'm gonna go solo here.
Yeah.
About your boy AJ Wrights Crypto. I have a soft spot for the island of misfit toys. Like I have always felt for people. I'm a big empath. You might not think so, but I really am, man. If I drive by a homeless person, it fucks me up for like 10 minutes, dude. Like, I feel that shit, dude. Like, it bothers me. And I have a thing for people who are struggling, or people that have been wronged, or it's like with Joe, man. Like, I don't care what he did. You know what I mean? I feel like we're talking about a guy who can generate more attention than anyone, who has cancer.
He does?
Yes, big time.
I didn't know.
He has months to live, dude. If Joe Exotic lives 2 more years, I'm beside myself. Big time cancer. Just in jail. Just in a cage. And like, why? Why? You know what I mean? And I understand the whole murder for hire. I understand that. But I'm willing to look past that. Because his whole thing right now, he's trying to get Donald Trump to pardon him. And why not, dude? Why not? Like, he already has a death sentence. That's kind of like where I'm coming from. And it's just like, I don't know, man. He made me laugh. Like, you know, COVID was like rough on everybody. And because of the timing of COVID with Tiger King, everyone watched Tiger King during COVID. And he brought a lot of people, like, a lot of laughs, dude. And when it's just like, when I like see people like that, I'm always willing to look past like the details, because I see the true character there. I see like the real person. And like, and Joe's doing a meme coin to help raise awareness for his cause. And am I telling you to go buy that? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But do I think that he needs support and should get a pardon? Yeah, I think he should. He's already on his way out anyway. Well, I mean, that's kind of my point. Joe Exotic for president, everybody. Joe Exotic for president. All right. Where do we draw the line on who we pardon and what crimes are acceptable, Christy? I mean, that's a great question, and the truth is that each thing is a case by case basis. Each example is a case by case basis.
Okay, so say let's play devil advocate on that and say with Joe Exotic, say he did hire someone to kill Carol or whoever, and they went through with it, and that all worked out to plan. Should
Carol Baskin
whacked her husband? Do you think that he would still be worth the pardon if he went through with it? If the the murder for hire went through?
Personally, I think that
The answer's no.
hold on. I don't think that he actually wanted her dead. And I don't think he paid anyone to go kill her. I think when someone's attacking you on the internet and is like threatening your livelihood, threatening your job, threatening your,
we know about that.
We know about that. We know all about that. And I understand where he would like, say under his breath, like, oh, I hate her. I wish something bad would happen to her, blah, 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 blah. I get that.
Right.
I get that. Do I think he legit paid a hitman to go take care of that? No, I don't think he did. I don't think he did. Hey, I don't know.
I'm kind of along the camp as far.
I want to ask him.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the whole thing. That's the whole, like, one of his positions and what he talks about and what he advocates for is that he didn't do any of this and he's being wrongfully held and wrongfully convicted, all that stuff. I mean, who knows the actual truth? I mean, he kind of seems like a very interesting situation all around. But if it was she killed her husband and he was trying to get rid of her, I mean, I don't think that would excuse and make a pardon worth it, but whatever.
Yeah,
I agree with you. What the sentiment of during COVID, Joe brought laughs to all of us, every single one of us, because there was nothing going on, man.
Yep. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just it's just like even like SBF, like SBF. Oh, like there are certain people, man, that it's like no matter what you do, like you are who you are, and you're more valuable outside of jail than you are inside of jail. I kind of.
How do you control? So then, how would they control that though? I mean, do they give him like a state-run tiger zoo, and like he's got people that handle him and check in?
Exaggerated. I feel like if you are someone who provides an innate value, I mean, obviously, if you murdered someone, you go to jail.
Right.
Okay, you go to jail.
Right.
But if you're someone that has committed a crime, but it's not like You know what I mean? If it's like, I don't know, like a drug charge or like a financial crime or an alleged murder for hire case, no one actually died, right? Like,
If no one got hurt, if there's no victim and no one got hurt.
that's what I'm saying. So in a case like that, like catch me if you can. If there's someone who's more valuable outside than inside, they should have some sort of exaggerated house arrest with heavy probation. They gotta pee in a cup. They gotta, be here at the right time. You gotta check in. But when you're someone who is like a character who's, much more valuable,
that is a real life character.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And who decides that? The court of public opinion. And I think that if Joe Exotic opened up another zoo, it'd be the busiest thing in the world because everyone wants to go. Everyone. But the thing is that he didn't even know all that footage for Tiger King. He didn't know that he was filming for Tiger King. That was just footage that they made. They filmed everything.
Right.
And he was already in jail when Tiger King came out. So he never sat in front of a camera and knew that they were filming for Tiger King. Everything was already filmed and they took the footage and used it. There's a lot to that story, man. And I'm really bummed that I just missed that fucking call, dude.
He'll call you back.
Dude.
He'll call you back.
I suck, bro. I'm so mad. All right, let's hit these charts. Let's hit the road.
Real quick, Southwest Florida crypto, undercooked chicken straight to jail. You guys don't like your chicken little medium rare?
Come on, dude.
Come on, everybody
don't
does.
Like that pink chicken, bro?
Oh, dude, that's where it's at.
Come on, dude.
You got your chart up?
Get it together, dude. Actually, I don't even cook it. I just go to the store. I go to Whole Foods.
You just liverman it and just bite into it?
Yeah, dude. I'll do it right in the store. Right in the store. Extra when I have like foam coming out of my mouth at 3 a.m. and I eat
some chicken tartare.
Yeah, the chicken tartare. I like that. Hell yeah, dude. Especially at 3 a.m. That's like the only time to go do that. All right, so XRP, you are getting the TG levels. I haven't updated this one because I made a new one, but this one's pretty spot on, to be honest, dude.
Wow.
That is Jesus. It's like I do this for a living or something.
Something like that.
I see what he's trying to say. I get what he's trying to say.
That's a drunken head and shoulders. It's just
kind of sloppy, man.
Yeah. And
kind of also depends on how you want to draw this uptrend because you kind of have like this or this. All right. But I would even say, that doesn't really make sense. So yeah, I would say that or that. Draw both if you'd like. Doesn't hurt. Or even more locally. All right. I think that's something we could focus on. Kind of like that's actually kind of the same thing instead of doing that. So yeah, man, these levels hold up big time because obviously you kind of have like the wick low. Because the wick low has to be added. The wick low's 189.7. The alarm is 197.5. The middle is 219.2. And those alarms are kind of the current range of XRP, where if you kind of consider this, XRP for the most part has traded in a 10% range for the past 7 days and 2 hours, where 219.2 is the top, 197.7 is the bottom. And I think the break of that range is a trade because, I mean, look how XRP, if you kind of ignore the diagonal factor here and just appreciate the up down factor here, XRP kind of moves in these pockets really well. Like these three levels have been time and time again, like from right here. All right, let's kind of pull this over from right here. All right, so we came level 1, comes to 2, comes to 3, comes to 4, goes from 4, goes to 3, goes to 2, goes to 1, goes to. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How it kind of moves in these pockets. And I would say that if it clears this level, it clears 212, it's very likely to come into this pocket. It just gets interesting because it had a lot of room to move there because it was so far below the breakout point. But once you kind of start drawing angles, it does change things because like if the angle is all the way up here and we're down here, yeah, of course we're going to come test the angle. But I think that's what we're doing right now. We're probably having another test of this same angle, which would be like right in here. Maybe XRP is going to move up, about 6% over the weekend, maybe into Monday. Are we going to see an XRP pump? I would certainly have a big alarm set around 219. I think I'd be willing to pull the trigger on XRP at 219. And then last but certainly not least, let's just pull a new trading view so I don't gotta go into more charts. Dude, I cannot believe Joe Exotic tried to call and I fucking missed it. I'm so mad at myself, man. Pick up the damn phone. I can hear him, dude.
AJ's crypto.
Damn, AJ. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, HBAR. Last one.
Yep.
Algorand, HBAR, XRP. Those are the charts. I know it's probably all charted out already, but or is this just the one I pulled a fib? Oh, okay. We got some stuff on this one here. Let's get rid of this old stuff. I'm sure it made sense at the time, okay? All right, and then this kind of stuff can... Oh, I just deleted the EMAs. Hold on. There we go. 1 second.
There's a setting just to delete all your drawings, right?
I don't ever do that. I like doing one by one, so it's extra painful for the audience. Okay, so HBAR. HBAR is one where we talked about this actually before it lost the 618, because it was hold this support resistance level at the 618 around 18 cents. That was a big alarm. And I remember saying on the show, we lose to 618, that's an obvious short. All right. And now that has happened. All right. And now it's like that death cross is not looking the best here. And there's really nothing bullish to even try to pull from, man. We kind of got like a sharp, if you want to draw from the wicks. I think it's important for traders to draw multiple trend lines, because sometimes if you're going from the bodies or from the wicks, just to have an idea of, it doesn't hurt to draw an extra one if you're drawing it from the bodies or drawing it from the wicks, just because you're trying to, because then if it goes through both, you have like a clear breakout. And I think it's important to kind of to be able to see both sides of the story, because if you only draw one and say you draw it from the wicks and not the bodies, and you think it's a breakout but then it's not, it's like, well, you could have just drawn two and made them small and like turn the opacity down. You know what I mean? So there's that aspect of HBAR. But now that we're kind of just in this terrible downtrend, we got to try to make a range here, man. And what I would say, there's like obviously the wick low and there's the body low. I'm going from the body low. What is this range right here? 15%. I mean, that's not even really a range. This thing's just been falling, man. So I would say this, yeah, that I can work with, because we're kind of eliminating the wicks. So if we kind of go from this point in time right here to HBAR has spent the past 6 days in about 11.8% range. That checks out. Man. Dude, I'm this is a tough one.
Is that another one that you could kind of chop that range in half?
Yep. And also 23 minutes. So we have the first higher low, which is good. And even like from here, like we had a higher low here, right? And guess what? You could have shorted that, the break of that right there. So let's appreciate the trend line. We appreciate the overarching downtrend. We have the local higher low. And where could we split to tighten? I would say this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because we got this big bottom, another touch there, big touch here, little fight here, and we're below it. So I would say 16.8 is the awareness alarm. The top alarm is 17.4, bottom alarm 15.5. I'm not really looking to trade HBAR right now. But would I accumulate some? I don't even know. Not right now.
What about people who maybe still be hanging on to some profits from, let's say, 5 cent range that didn't sell after the pump?
Oof. That's a great question. I mean, obviously, my answer is, dude, it pumped 700%. What's your problem?
You should have taken profit.
That's my answer. I mean, really, that's my answer. If you bought HBAR down here and you didn't sell anything up here, that's a you problem.
You got to rethink crypto.
You're
buddy.
greedy as hell. All right, like what? Like that's what else do you want from me, man? Like when the profits you wish you pray for happen,
take them.
Take them. Look at it, top to bottom.
It's a
790%.
It's an 8x. Take it.
It was this number one or number two performer. I forget if XRP was more or less, but it was top two. Probably number one. HBAR was the winner. And you know who talked about HBAR? For the record, who talked about HBAR through all of this? Your boy. I did. Because I saw the writing on the wall. And it's still there. And although the HBAR chart is sad, it's pretty bad. I think it will eventually find a floor. And, people said when we were down here, oh, we're never going to be back in this range again. Well, guess what? That's kind of the range, between the 236 and the top. And you kind of draw that over in, I know it's a different fib, but if you kind of pull this over into the previous, you can kind of see this range between 31 cents and 40 cents. HBAR will end up back in that value area at some point. And that would be a 90% to 142% pump from here. So if you are willing to look past some of the BS, sure, I'm going to get rid of some of these trend lines here. And this is guys, like that's a very sharp trend line. You see like how sharp this one was back here and how quick that broke. Look at this.
Sharp again.
Very sharp.
Yoink.
And dude, I think that really, to be honest with you, I think that what we're going through right now is exactly what we went through in 21.
Okay.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
We're going to double top it.
Yeah.
Or at least we're going down and then we're coming back.
Look at this. From right here to 68, 40, yeah. So 60% down from there to there. All right, and now from here. Yep, look, 60% down, 71 days. Right here.
Let's go.
60% down, 69 days.
Man, we were so bearish.
It's the same drop.
Man, we got a little hopium in at the end there. I loved it.
Dude, and look, right here, the death cross didn't happen. Look at that. And look how sure it was going to happen. Oh, it was definitely going to happen.
A little smoochy?
Look at that. It did happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it ended up just being like a little smooch. Dude, I'm telling you. And that I think the past is trying to tell us something here about our friend HBAR. And what I'm going to say is that
it looks almost identical to that
this
first.
Low, this is identical. And look at where we are. Look at where we went. All right. And to be fair, we did wick to here. But that doesn't matter as much. I'm going to make this line much thinner because it doesn't matter as much. But that is the level we bounced off before. Tweet that, somebody. That's a free tweet. You can have it. Don't even give me credit. All right? Free tweet.
Free tweet.
Look at where HBAR bounced off the last time. Going to the moon. And to be fair, look how much further. Dude.
Bruh.
How are people bearish on HBAR, bro? Just how? 200% that time around. Guys, I feel that this is very similar, man. Very similar. And that alarm right there, 15.5, I'll say. And then the wick is 13.6. Two very large alarms. And the 618 level for HBAR is 17.8. So there you go. All right. Guys, it's been a hell of a week. Joe Exotic tried to call me 3 times during the show, and I missed every single one. I feel like such an asshole. But hey, man, it's all good. So, guys, let's talk. We got to talk.
Real talk.
Real talk. First of all, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Stick around. Subscribe to the Telegram group, all the stuff. I'm giving away 4 Teslas this year. You're not going to want to miss it. We're doing this weekend. I'm going to try to fit a members only in. I don't know when yet, but I'll tell the Telegram group before it happens. All right. Other than that, we live stream on Monday. And then I might live stream Tuesday because I fly out at like 4 to go to Miami, but I might not. And if I might not, that will be the last live stream from this set right here in Georgia. We do Miami. I will obviously do content in Miami, of course. And of course, once I go to Washington, J Chains and I are going to continue to do content together, maybe once a week, something like that.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out. But once we get back from the UFC, we are packing and leaving. So there will be some, a couple days where AJ's not streaming. I will try to make some phone record video, something like that. Maybe some quick laptop, TA. Maybe I'll do some portfolio videos if I feel a little bit more inclined. I'm still a little cautious right now, but I have some very serious alarms set, and those will be the determining factor for me. And also, guys, so just kind of saying ahead of time, I got a lot going on. About to have a baby. About to move across the country. Please be patient with me. And when I come back, I hope you're here. It means a lot to me. So one day at a time, everybody. Yeah, that's what I got. Jay Chains, you got anything, bro?
That's it, man. One day at a time, 1% better every day. You live by these simple philosophies and principles and strategies, man. You can turn that frown upside down real easy, or you can change your financial situation, change your relationships, change your job, whatever it is, man. Just keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
That's it.
Someone said, do we not think the fact that the founder of OnlyFans partnered with HBAR to buy TikTok? Dude, I'm not sure what I think about that whole story yet. No. I've heard some things, and then I've heard conflicting things, so I'm going to come back to you on that one. But guys, you guys are awesome. I know this is a longer show, but I like doing the longer shows. They're cool. Because I know that some people just kind of put it on in the background and they enjoy it. So guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. My name is AJ Writes Crypto. Have a safe weekend. Telegram group. I'm looking at you. We're about to go in the paint right now. Get rich and get wrecked. Peace.